the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang amat berhormat Datuk Dr. Muhammad Fadli Haji Hassan, Deputy Chief Minister of Kelantan. Professor Dr. Abdul Ghaffar Dun, Director of the Malaysia-Japan International Dakwah Seminar, MASJID, and members of the seminar committee. Tuan Haji Zulkarnain Hassan Basri, founder and president of the Japan Dakwah Center, Osaka, Japan, esteemed scholars, participants, and honored guests. Firstly, I would like to thank the Japan Dakwah Center and the collaborating institutions of higher learning for inviting me to share some thoughts at this second Malaysia-Japan International Dakwah Seminar. It is indeed an honor to be amongst thinkers and advocates of the Islamic Dakwah. Though I would have wished to be present in person, alas, the other prior commitments prevented me from being able to. Be that as it may, I firmly believe this seminar will conclude with much wisdom and ideas on improving our da'wah and offer ideas on charting new paths in our efforts to share Islam with Japan and, for that matter, with the rest of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, despite years of spreading the Look East policy, which was incorporated to become part of Malaysia's national strategy in 1982, people still ask, why Japan? Indeed, why Japan? The long and short of it, simply because it had literally risen like the proverbial phoenix from the ashes of war. Not only did it manage to live through the devastation of the horrors of an atomic war, Japan came back stronger, and within 4 decades, it became a global economic and industrialized powerhouse. While the success seems to be of the essence, I was more intrigued or captivated, if you please, by the value which drove the Japanese forward. Indeed, when we decided to adopt the Look East policy, our focus was on what made the Japanese tick. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been said repeatedly that when you go to Japan, you see Islam, though there are no Muslims. It is a simple phrase which underscores what Japan was to me. It is a nation that should be emulated by Muslims from Malaysia or elsewhere. Their values, discipline, hardworking, diligent, punctuality, cleanliness, honesty, among others, are the very values that Islam promotes. Even pride, a value which Muslims are very cautious about, is given a positive, almost religious nuance in Japan, in which it is about being able to deliver the best of one's ability. That pride, which is always juxtaposed with shame, ensured that honor and success are intertwined. All Muslims know that these values are not only as specifically stated as values to be emulated, they are incorporated in all our daily rituals and activities. And Muslims are fully aware that the decline of our glorious past is very much caused because we had slackened in pursuing these values. Japan, almost in a vacuum, proved that pursuing worldly affairs through these values were able to help them not only rebound from the destruction of the wars, but even took them to pole position, overtaking nations which were once the benchmark of success. Ladies and gentlemen, given these values, which are inherent among the Japanese, there would not be any incongruity to introduce and promote Islam in their midst. As I have pointed out, the values that the Japanese hold dear are not opposed to our Islamic values. We have always believed that Islamic values are universal and a way of life, and we have been pursuing them, maybe not as hard as we should. We should do so now, not because the Japanese prove to us what these values can do to a nation, but rather because it is a reminder to us of what Muslims were when we embrace and practice these values and made them our way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope what I have said earlier is not mistaken as me promoting Japanese values about the Islamic values which are essential in our Dakwah efforts. Far from it. I am of the opinion that we have had these values and it had been the way of life or the ad-din for Muslim. And as we pursue our Dawah efforts, we are reinvigorating these values among ourselves and then sharing them with those we approach and embrace. Without doubt, if we take this forward in Japan, our Dakwah efforts will bear fruit. By then, we will see Islam and Muslims in Japan. May Allah bless all our efforts. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.